Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Audra and this is my YouTube channel. This is week 2 of our 13-week series, The 13 Pillars of Joy. Last week we went over forgiveness, and this week we go into live in your truth. Okay, we're going to get started in a seated position. And as you arrive, taking a nice big inhale into your chest, and exhale, drop the shoulders. Coming into this moment to focus on how to live in your truth more and softening your body and moving your body in ways that will also support those new expressions and emotions that we are building. So as you arrive, we'll just tilt the head to the left and then to the right. Just doing this a couple different times, softening the neck muscles, creating space around our throat, finding your posture tall. And when you're ready, we're going to start with our head rotating to the back, nice and gently, and letting the chin go down to your chest. And as you come around to the back, when your throat is open and your head is tilted back, really focusing on letting your throat space soften. And if you'd like, you can stay with your head back, working with opening the throat there. And at some point you might feel like it feels a little bit uncomfortable, and just sit with it, see if it softens. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but I also want you to push past your edge just a little bit to really open up that throat. And to help soften, you can always take a deep breath, and as you exhale, release a little bit more. The goal here with the throat opener is to allow our voice, allow our expression to come through. Many times as you hold yourself back in life, you'd be surprised where those emotions can just gravitate and live. So just working with your neck for a little bit here. Just exploring what feels tight and what feels good. Which is also another access point to living in your authenticity, is what feels right for you, what feels good. And a lot of times it can start right here on this mat while we do these stretches, while you're exploring your throat and you're noticing things that you might not have noticed before. And when you're ready, we'll find our center facing forward. Take a nice big inhale into your chest and exhale, release. Good. So we'll bring our hands to the side, and we're going to bring our hands up above our heads as you inhale, reaching tall, creating space in your ribs, and exhale, hands to heart center. And so from here, we're going to point our hands forward, and then we're going to just open the side body, opening the chest, and coming back. And as you open, you will inhale and close, exhale. I'm just doing this a couple different times on each side. We're opening and softening the chest space, places that fear can live. Fears are protection. Fears try to keep you safe from harm. And while that serves a good purpose, we also want space to explore, space to be seen, space to express our authentic self without fear of judgment, without fear of embarrassment, without fear of being rejected. And all of these things can either be, whether it's relationship, whether it's work, whether it's living out your dream, whatever it may be, this still fits. And when you're done with your next on the left, make sure we stay equal on both sides. We'll come to a sitting still position. So yeah, it really depends on where you're at in life and what your goals are, but no matter what you're doing, you want to live it authentically. And we want to embody these feelings of how to be authentic, where to use our voice, how it should feel. And that's why we do these practices, is opening the chest, softening the throat, and exploring our bodies and minds in connection. So we're going to come to our knees next. And we'll move into chest openers here. So hands on your knees. You can also use a block if you'd like. You can sit on a bolster or anything that helps you, soften the space on your knees. So hands on your knees. Inhale, we're going to bring our chest forward. And as you exhale, rolling the spine and sliding the hands back to your knees. You can even feel a stretch here on the top of your thighs. And inhale, come forward, squeezing the shoulder blades, opening the chest. And just moving through this a couple times at your own pace. Feeling the stretch in your quads as you come back. And just moving through this. So also what we do when we have all these fears that are just living in our body, whether they're subconscious or they're conscious there all the time. If you're an overthinker and you're very aware, you might say, yep, I know these fears very well. They hold me back. How do I let them go? So we open up the chest. We soften to our purpose. We build resilience in showing up. And again, we soften. We surrender to the process. Instead of asking yourself all these questions about how am I being seen? Is this okay? Should I tone this down? Instead, look for the spaces of acceptance, of validation, of positive reinforcement. What you seek, you will find. Good. And when that's complete, we'll come to a still position. And we're going to move into a tabletop. Opening up the spine here. The spine supports us in everything we do. Flexibility, connecting, holding it together. So just moving the spine around here. You can go ahead and move into some cat-cow flows if you'd like. Drop the belly, lift the crown. Inhale into cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll the spine, pushing through the palms of your hands up to the top of the roof. With your exhale into cat, and inhale into cow. Exhale, move back to cat. Moving through this a couple times here. Getting a nice good back stretch. And as I was saying in our last position, is instead of looking for signs to validate our fears, we look for signs that validate how we want to feel. So if we want validation, we seek validation in ourselves first, and we align our external world that is also validating our experience. We gravitate towards those who support us. We gravitate towards positive reinforcement. We gravitate towards green lights, and we learn how to discern aligned action from misaligned action. So push on back into child's pose here. Let yourself soften. Let yourself relax. And in this moment where you feel this softness, where you feel relaxed in this position, this is also a signal that your body needs to see and respond to when you are living yourself, or living in your authentic self, living in your truth. You want your system to soften and you want your system to be relaxed. That's when you know those are the things that are meant for you. So doing some gentle sways here in child's pose. Softening the hips, allowing the chest to relax on the ground. Letting the whole chest soften. Because internally, we want there to be softness in our body. When there's softness, our authenticity and our desires can come through easier, and we feel more comfortable being ourselves. Now we're going to round and roll up into our tabletop and walking the knees through, coming to a seated position, finding our ways to our backs. Extending the legs, letting your hands lay at your side. Pausing for a moment, letting the system relax. And we'll take our left foot and put it behind the bottom, crossing your right foot over onto the left thigh, and lifting that left foot high, coming into a figure four. Interlacing the hands behind your thigh and pulling that knee forward. And as we're creating this space in our hips, this is a good time to just think about the moments of when you shrink yourself to fit in, when you go against your needs, when you do something for someone else and it actually puts you into a position that isn't what you really want. You did it for someone else. That never feels good, right? Okay, putting that left leg down, untwisting your legs. Bringing that left foot over the right, and figure four on this side. And so yeah, it never feels good to self-abandon, self-betrayal, it's really hard when you let yourself down. And when you're living in your truth, it's much harder to have these self-abandonment and self-betrayals. When you're living aligned and you know you're not functioning from people-pleasing, you know you're not functioning from anything else other than living your truth, it feels good, it feels right. Uncrossing the legs here, extending the feet long. Bringing your hands to your side. As we lie here in Shavasana, as we think about the throat space that we opened and how tight it felt in there, and how we might have been holding back self-expression, how we might have not said what we meant to say, how we might have said yes and we meant no. And that can bring up some tough feelings of an array of emotions. But rest assured that it's all normal and it's okay for that to resurface. Because now you have the opportunity to repattern and rewire and change things as you move forward. And as you become aware of these moments, and now you start to tune into these things, you can create what you want. You're going to create discernment for knowing, okay, I did this last time and that did not feel good, and I'm really looking to feel peaceful and joyful, and I want my system to feel at ease, and I want to feel regulated when it's the right decision. And if you focus on those feelings, you're going to know what's aligned and what's not. Your discernment grows, and your self-sovereignty also grows. So as you lie here, letting your head be heavy, letting your shoulder blades be supported by the ground, let your hips soften, let the glutes relax, let your thighs melt to each side, let your knees soften, let your ankles just rotate whatever natural way they go. Don't try to hold them up. I want you to relax every muscle in your body, head to toe. Softening the eyes, letting your cheeks relax. Let your head be heavy. Let your shoulders melt into the mat. Let your shoulders soften on the sides. Let the tension around your ears and your neck release. You invite yourself forward. You invite your authentic self to be expressed. The goal is to leave your next place not frustrated, not overthinking, not wondering if you tried too hard or not enough, but just a knowing that you showed up, and that's what matters. Let your forearms soften. Let your jaw relax. Release your glute muscles. Let your hips be thin. Let those muscles relax. Let everything soften in your hips. Your muscles on your thighs melt away. Letting the muscles relax. Getting a deeper relaxation and attunement with your nervous system. We give the permission to our bodies to soften. We know when we take this time for ourselves to connect our mind to our bodies, we realize how powerful this mind is when it's in tune and speaking to your body. Knowing that when you show up into a situation, your mind can tell your body, hey, it's okay. I'm nervous right now, and I respect that, but I got us. I'm going to work through these nerves. I'm going to say what needs to be said. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And feel your body soften even more. This is what alignment feels like. It's soft, it's knowing, it's discerning, it's authentic. So now that we've taught our mind and bodies how to work together, We repeat this practice off of our mats. We take this knowledge into our real lives and we put it into practice. We know not every day is going to be perfect, but we know that every experience serves a purpose. Let the belly soften. Let your chest melt to the sides. Let the eyes be soft. Relax your jaw. And when you're ready, go ahead and just start rubbing your lips together, licking your lips, wiggle your fingertips, wiggle your toes, point your toes, rotate the ankles a little bit, reach over your head, and a big good morning stretch. Taking a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, knees to chest, give yourself a hug. Gently rocking side to side. And when you're ready, rocking up to a seated position or rolling to one side as you sit up. And welcome back to the center. So this class was a little different than a traditional yoga flow. It definitely focused more on the somatic movement of releasing these stored emotions and just a little bit more insight into a true somatic practice. And I hope that you walk away with knowing something more than you knew before we started, and that you learned how to connect your body and your mind to each other, and how the mind and it can lead your body into softness, into regulation, and that is the whole point here. It makes it easier to live your best life when you focus on how you want to feel, and then when you realize that you are in command of how you feel. Need I say more? That's the true sauce for. Well, thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for taking the time to join this practice and also support yourself. So make sure you like, subscribe, save, share, and we will see you back next week for week 3 of our 13-week series, 13 Pillars of Joy. If you'd like to connect more online, my website's here on the YouTube channel, rootandkey.com. If you're looking for more opportunities to work one-on-one together, I do have availability for new clients. And then also check out our Instagram page, and you can also follow along on my personal if you're interested in me as a person. So thank you so much, and